Welcome to Armstrong High School in Plymouth for Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball on CCX Sports. It's the Totino-Grace Eagles, who were consolation champions in the state 3A tournament last season, taking on the host Armstrong Falcons. You see the Eagles coming in at 3-2 after a loss to Delano Monday. Armstrong yet to pick up its first win, 0-4. They've been in 3 of the 4 games, and even were in the one that they lost to Champlain Park for quite a while, but ended up getting away from them. They just haven't been able to come through with enough offense to pick up a W yet, but not playing too bad a baseball, according to Coach Brian Sobiek, and they will try and see if they can't get on the right foot today. As a beautiful day, a little bit of a breeze, but about 75 degrees. Obviously, we've had a real roller coaster weather-wise. As Cal Pilon completing his warm-up tosses, Totino-Grace will be up first with Joey Terhar leading it off. Their center fielder getting set to step in and try and get things started for the Eagles. Terhar's had a good start. He is hitting .500, 6 for 12 so far for Mike Smith and crew. As you get a look at the Eagles batting order, Terhar, Zare, Keene, Franzak, Cognetta, Quinn, Pierscala, McMonigal, and Theo Jacobs. Cal Pilon, a very good football player for the Falcons. He's just pitched 1 inning so far and allowing a couple of hits and 3 earned runs. So the ERA a little high in that very brief stint, but they're going to see what they can get out of him this afternoon. As busy week for the Falcons. Potentially 6 games this week, although weather could dictate that change a little bit. That one is over for a strike. Now 3-1 to Terhar. Big cut and a miss, and now the count will run full here to the Grace leadoff hitter in the top of the first. Eagles went over here last year 3-0, and we've actually had the opportunity to broadcast this particular matchup, I think, the last couple of years. Got a piece of that one. About 5 regulars from that state tournament team returning for the Eagles, according to Mike Smith, their head coach. Hits this one hard, but got out front of it a little bit. Another 3-2. That one is down low, and Terhar will work out a walk. He got ahead 3-0, then Pilon battled back, but Terhar ends up winning the battle with a walk, and Drew Zare will be the hitter for Grace. Look at Armstrong defensively. Zare hitting at 250. Runner is going. Throw down. Pretty good throw, but not going to be quite in time as Terhar able to swipe that bag. Jack Welters came up throwing and actually put a pretty accurate throw on, but he got a good jump. And Terhar in safely with an immediate stolen base. You get another look. Clearly in with that hand. Zare takes up high, as I said, hitting 250 early in the season. All 4 of his hits singles. He has 1 run batted in, has scored a couple of runs. Eagles average overall, not all that good. Armstrong's actually is quite a bit better, but the record-wise, it's been a little bit stronger start for the Eagles. Took a swing at that one, didn't mean to, but Zare unable to hold up. Pilon throwing back to second. Nobody going. 2-1 coming to Zare and up high. Pilon's been a little bit up on his early pitches here. Obviously, he's been able to battle back and throw some strikes, but I feel like his release point maybe not where he wants it. Generally been high. That one over for a strike. So full count now to the second batter in the Grace lineup here in the top of the first. Brady Keene waiting on deck. Going to throw back to second again. Simpson, the second baseman, dropping in behind the runner. And a cut and a miss, and Zare down on strikes, so Pilon battling back to get an out after walking the first hitter, and now Keene will bat. Other looks, he came. That one might have been up out of the strike zone a little bit too, but with 2 strikes there, not going to take any chances and swings and misses. Popped up, and it's going to be the catcher, Welters. Pilon had a little bit better angle at that one. I thought he was going to take it at first, and I think it took a moment for Welters to discover where the ball was, but once he found it, he was able to make that play. So Brady Keene popping out for out number 2, and Will Franzak will be the batter here for the Eagles. Like Keene, who just hit, Franzak's had a little bit of a rough start at the plate, 1 for 13, hitting .077. Takes a strike there. Missed with that one. Grace started the season with a shutout, lopsided win over Osseo, then beat Spring Lake Park 6-2. Lost to Anoka 2-0, beat Duluth East, and then Monday lost to Delano. Lifted out to right field, looks playable there. Catch made, and so Pilon able to work around the leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 left aboard. We played a half inning here at Armstrong. Totino-Grace nothing. Armstrong getting set to come to the plate. So the Falcons get their first opportunity with the bat. And as I mentioned, they've hitting well over 300 as a team. But the record not able to show it so far. Jack Schultz, their leadoff hitter. Then it'll be Jack Welters, followed by Caden Butcher, the DH. Everett Daly at first. Marty Schauer in left field, and Aiden Reinke in center. Jackson Hawkard in right, Donnie Johnson at third, and Will Simpson, the second baseman. And the defensive lineman for the Eagles, they've got Quinn, Franzak, Zare, and McMonagle. With Keene behind the plate, Jacob, Terhar, and Cognetta in the outfield. And doing the pitching for Totino-Grace is right-hander Joe McGarry. McGarry, an 0-run record, 2.8 ERA. Hasn't pitched a whole lot yet, a little bit more than his counterpart Pilon, but still pretty early in the season. You're kind of working through who's going to be your guys, and some of these weeks really dictate how many pitchers get used too. You get games, a lot of games scheduled, maybe some backing up already too. Obviously, we've had a real hit and miss weather season so far. I got to believe this will be one of the nicest days so far, and probably one of the nice days of the season here. At, as we said, sitting at about 75 and sunny. It's supposed to be mid to upper 80s even on Wednesday, which might be a little hotter than these guys would even want at this time of year, especially. But Schultz getting set to step in. He's been pretty good so far, hitting .417. Couple doubles, a triple, and 2 homers already. 6 runs batted in. He has been swinging a hot bat to start the year for the Falcons. Sky high fly ball, but this one's going to stay in the park and playable and caught by Terhar. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Schultz got under that one a little bit. Jack Welters will be the batter now for Armstrong. He's had a good start as well as he's hitting .455. 5 hits and 11 at bats. A couple of doubles already too. 4 runs scored and 2 driven in. So really their offense hasn't been the problem so far for the most part. Takes that one for a strike. Falcons, a 2-run loss to Spring Lake Park, a 1-run loss to Anoka to begin the year. They lost by 3 to Elk River, and then Champlain Park kind of pulled away late and put them away 12-2. And strike 2. McGeary throwing well here early on. On the ground, and a little stumble, and the throw is going to be wide. And Welters will reach on an error there. Ball fielded cleanly by Franzak, but then he just lost his footing a little bit. And didn't quite get this throw on target. I think he probably had time to do this a little bit different, but he could feel that he was falling. And so an E6 here with 1 out, and the batter will be Caden Butcher. That one's over for a strike, so McGeary probably deserving better there as he induced a ground ball that should have been an out, but it in turn turns into an error. Just missed outside there. Don't have any stats for Butcher, so he must not have been to the plate yet the way it looks here so far. Fouling that one away down the left field line. Ryan Sobek, the Armstrong coach, said he feels like they've got a little bit better depth than what they have had in the last 5-6 years. That they got some subs, or they can mix and match lineup a little bit better. There isn't as big a drop off maybe as they've had in the last couple of years if they lost a starting player. Grounded to second. Out at second. Relay to first. Not quite in time as Butcher able to leg that one out and reach on a fielder's choice. They do get the lead runner, though, as it was handled nicely by Zare. And pretty good turn, too, by Franzak. Just didn't quite have time to get him there. So 2 outs, runner at first, and Everett Daly stepping in here for Armstrong, another football player. Daly hitting .500 in the early going, 5 for 10. All of his hits singles. He has 1 run batted in. Looks at ball 1 here. A little bit low with that one, 2-0. Fouling that one away at the plate. No real hint of trying to get any runners started for Armstrong so far. Tapper to third, and have to charge that one, and throw across is in time, so nicely done. Got a nice bounce there, did Quinn, and they get Daly 5-3. Falcons are done in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits. There was one Eagles there and one left on. We've completed an inning here in Plymouth. It is 0-0 Totino-Grace and Armstrong.
For 90 years, Connection has been at the heart of everything they do at Topline Financial Credit Union. Their team is passionate about connecting with you to help you reach your financial dreams. For some, they're here for your first, like your first checking account, first car, or first home. For others, they're here for those next steps, whether it's remodeling your home, saving for retirement, or starting a small business. Become a Topline member and let them be a part of your big moments. Visit toplinecu.com, because connected, we all do better. Federally insured with the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Beautiful day for a ball game here at Armstrong. Totino-Grace hitting in the top of the second. DeMarco Cognetta, their right fielder, leading it off. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up. Now 1-1 as Cal Pilon throwing that one over for a strike. Cognetta 2 for 11 in the early going, hitting 182. With such a small sample size, obviously averages can change a lot in 1 week here in the short high school season. That one over for strike 2. Belon walked the first batter to start the game, but then got a strikeout, a pop-up to the catcher, and then a fly ball to right to get out of that first inning. Oops, that one got away. That is definitely the time for it, though, if that's going to happen with nobody on base. Obviously just slipped out of his hand. Got that one over and fouled away by Cognetta. Grace winning a state title a couple of years back, and as I mentioned last year, they lost their state opener, but then won the next two to take the consolation championship in Class 3A. Certainly the majority of their schedule is 4A teams within, in the Northwest Suburban Conference, which they feel pretty good about the competition level they face throughout the year. And that'll be ball 4. Cognetta will draw a leadoff walk. I don't think even he was entirely sure that one was going to be a ball. But it is, and Matthew Quinn will step in for the Eagles. Quinn 3 for 15, hitting 200, has 1 double, 3 runs batted in. That one over at the letters for strike 1. Bunting, but kind of an awkward attempt there, and fouls that one away. The Eagles did run right away when they got the leadoff hitter on in the first inning, but Terhar able to swipe second. This time, a little bit different look as they were trying to sacrifice him over, it looked like. Runner is going. Here's the throw down. It's high and in safely anyway. There was Cognetta. You think, again, even a really good throw probably was not going to get him there. He had a good break. Not the easiest pitch to throw on either, as it was kind of inside and high. And you see he easily had that beat, even if that's a perfect throw. Good job by Armstrong to keep it in the infield, though, to keep Cognetta at second. One-two pitch upcoming now to Quinn. Hits it hard right at third. It's knocked down, and the throw in time. Runner will still advance, but well done defensively there by Donnie Johnson. That was a hard one-hopper right at him. And just did a good job to smother the ball. The good news about that is, the ball got to him so quick that he still had reasonable amount of time and got the out rather easily. Nice job, too, at first base to hang on to the bag by Daly, as the throw wasn't perfect, but easily in time. However, Cognetta still did advance. Mitchell Pierscala, the batter, and he fouls this one away. Pierscala 2 for 9 so far, hitting .222. Does have one homer and a couple of runs batted in. He's got a good RBI opportunity here. Runner at third. And one out. Armstrong does pull the infield in. Ooh, out front of that breaking ball. Here's where, if you're Pilon, boy, a strikeout would be nice. So you don't have to even think about having to try and cut that run off inside. That one nearly grazed him, but missed. Obviously a lot tougher to cover ground on the infield when you're all up like this. So rip and a miss, and that's exactly what he gets, is that strikeout. So now, of course, the defense can go back to normal depth here, as Vinny McMonigal will bat here with 2 outs and a runner at third now for Grace. It's Pilon outer half at the knees, throwing it by him. Ooh, nice block by Welters. He didn't even get the glove involved there. Once he saw that one was going to hit the dirt, he just smothered it. Umpire even giving him a little pat there, like, nicely done. It isn't just getting your body away. You want to make sure you deaden that ball, too, so it doesn't bounce away. And look at that hop into right field. Base hit. Totino-Grace is on the board as McMonigal will drive in a run with a single to right field. Kind of hit the lip of the grass, it looked like there, and really took a hop. I don't think that there was necessarily going to be a chance for Daly to get that one anyway. And you see, as he tried to react to that hop, his glove even flew off. But that one wasn't probably going to be playable regardless, so definitely a base hit. Theo Jacobs will step in to hit here for Grace, as they now lead at 1-0. Jacobs, the number 9 hitter in the order, the left fielder. Jacob, I should say, not Jacobs. Throw behind the runner here, and he's back in. Jacob has just had 1 at bat so far, 0 for 1. So the Eagles able to capitalize on that leadoff walk this time. Jacob, a foul tip here. Two-one offering is over for a strike. 2-2 now as Pilon tries to work out of trouble here in the second. Lifting it foul and out of play. Things certainly starting to green up around here and around all the area as we head toward the home stretch of April here. That pitch up high for a ball. Count running full now to Theo Jacob, hitting with 2 outs and a runner at first for Grace in the top of the second. They have scored 1 run already in the inning. Cal Pilon wanting to make sure that's all they get. well hit ball. That'll be down for a hit into center field. McMonagle's going to hang on at second, but Jacob delivering a single, back-to-back hits, the first two of the game. And Grace still alive here in the second as they turn it back to the top of the order. Joey Terhar getting set to bat. This one skied out to short left. Long run to come in, and it is handled there. It looked a little sketchy for a moment, but Schauer is able to get there. The Eagles are done in the second. They do, though, get one run on 2 base hits. No Armstrong errors, 2 left aboard. We go to the bottom of 2. It is 1-0 Eagles.
Thank you to our supporting sponsor, Scott's Lawn Care, serving homes and businesses of their neighbors in the Twin Cities West Metro area. Scott's Lawn Care team offers services ranging from weekly maintenance to complete redesign. Also, Scott's Lawn Care offers snow plowing services for the smallest residential lots to large commercial projects as well. Thank you, Scott's Lawn Care, for being a supporting sponsor of CCX Media.
We go to the bottom of the second. Marty Schauer stepping in to lead it off here for Armstrong. Falcons trailing the Eagles 1-0. Pitch just missed there. Schauer, 1 hit and 7 at bats coming into the game. Foul tip there. Swing and a miss again now, so 1-2. McGeary allowed 1 base runner in the first. It was Welters reaching on an error, though. A pretty solid first inning. Ooh, and that one just missing outside, looked like. 2-2. I'm not at the greatest angle. I'm not going to speculate on some of these because I'd be guessing on location. I can see up or down, but as far as inside, outside. Breaking ball had a pretty good movement on it, but misses. 3-2. And that one is outside, so Schauer will work out a walk here to begin the second for Armstrong. And Aiden Reinke will step up. He is one of the Falcons who's had a solid start to the year, hitting at .375, 3 for 8, 1 run batted in, 1 run scored. See if Armstrong has anything going in terms of bunt or hit and run kind of thing here with the leadoff guy on. Takes that one low and away. That one is a fastball over. It's 1-1 now to Armstrong's center fielder, Reinke. Runner is going, swing and miss, and easily in at second. Ball does skip away, but Schauer going to hang on right where he is. Not a particularly good throw, although, again, I don't think there was much chance they were going to get him anyway, but Keene. Batter swung at this to kind of help protect the runner, so it was definitely out of the strike zone. 1-2 offering, and a cut and a miss, and Ranke down on strikes. So 1 gone here for Armstrong, and Jackson Hockert will be the batter.
Regulators. We regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good, too. But you can't
Hockert 1 for 10 as a hitter so far. Another look as that one tailing down and away. Boy, now in hindsight, I think he definitely swung at the previous pitch just to distract the catcher, be a help to his runner there, and he wishes he had that one more strike back probably. That was a similar pitch, and Hockert able to lay off it. Armstrong trying to battle back and tie it up after Grace got one in the top half of this inning, the second. Hits this one fairly well out to left field, and going back. And this one is out. It's a home run for Hockert. Jacob got to the fence, reached up. It was hard for it to tell for a second, and both umpires also were kind of waiting to see, make sure he didn't somehow have it in his glove. Instead, it is a home run for Jackson Hockert, and the Falcons will grab the lead 2-1. Could tell that one was pretty well hit, and it was just a matter of what it had quite enough to carry over that left field fence, and the answer is a resounding yes. And you see Jacob tracked it all the way. He just ran out of room. So his hand hits the top of the fence. Now Donnie Johnson, the third baseman, will step in for Armstrong. So third homer of the year for Armstrong, and the previous 2 had come from Schultz. And Jackson Hockert getting in on the fun now. Johnson driving it out to right field. And the catch made, or short right field, and Zare, the second baseman, drifting back to get it. 2 gone here, and Will Simpson will be the hitter now for Armstrong. Good bounce back there for the pitcher, McGarry. Simpson has done well in his opportunities so far. He's 4 for 9, hitting .444. Couple of runs scored. That one is over. Strike 2. It's 0-2 now. In on the hands and fouled away as Simpson stays alive. Leadoff hitter Schultz waiting on deck if Simpson is able to reach here with 2 outs. And flaring this one. Nice running grab, though. Zare able to track that one down. A much tougher play than the last one. But Armstrong does take the lead as they come up with 2 runs on 1 hit. The 2-run homer by Hockert. No errors and no one left on. After 2 innings, it is 2-1 Armstrong.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back to Armstrong. We've got a new pitcher as Alex Riddle will step in to lead it off here, or to a pitch here, I should say, for the Falcons after Pilon goes 2 innings, allowing 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 run. It was earned, so Riddle coming on. He's pitched 4 1/3 innings so far this year. A 0-1 record, 1.62 ERA. A couple of hits allowed. 3 runs, but only one of them earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. Druzer will lead it off here. He was a strikeout victim his first time up, so 0 for 1. So we'll see what Riddle can do here. A little bit more of a 3/4 motion for Riddle. Taken for a ball there. Riddle, at least so far, obviously nobody on base yet, but he looks like a quick worker. He gets the ball back and he's bringing it. 3-1. Zer made a nice defensive play to run down that little soft liner to end the last inning. And drives this one out to center field. Reasonably well hit, but Armstrong positioned well defensively, and Reinke will track that one down with no problem. 1 gone here in the 3rd, and Keene will be the batter. And drives this one, but just foul down the left field line. Boy, he jumped on that one. About 6 inches foul there. That was not far from being a double. Instead, it's just a long, loud foul. Keene popped up to the catcher his first time up. Takes that one for a ball. So each team had a runner in the first but didn't score. Then in the second, Grace scoring once, and then it was answered by a 2-run homer by Jackson Hockert. And now with 1 out, Keene is hit by the pitch. So he will be aboard here with 1 out. They're going to run for him here. Is this one tailing in at him? You could kind of hear it off the hip. Not too bad a spot to get hit if you're going to, I guess. Ben Ling will be the courtesy runner for the catcher, so Ling aboard at first base with 1 out here in the 3rd for Grace. Franzak flied to right field his first time up. Takes that one for a ball. That went over for a strike as Riddle evens the count up at 1-1. Eagles did steal a couple of bases against the starter Pilon. This one is stroked hard out to left field, and a nice running catch. Schauer able to get to it. Boy, sometimes you don't get rewarded. His friend Zach really stung that ball. Line drive. But again, Armstrong positioning well. Good read on this ball, too. I mean, if he has any hesitation getting started in the right direction, that one might have dropped in. But Schauer makes the play, and DeMarco Cognetta will bat now for Grace with 2 outs and a runner at first. Cognetta drew a walk his first time up, and he ended up scoring Grace's run. Riddle will step off here, but that's baseball for you. Sometimes you might hit a weak little spinner and get a base hit out of it, and then somebody like Franzak really smacks the ball hard and turns into an out. This one lifted out to right field. High fly ball and playable there for Hockert, and that's the 3rd out here in the top of the 3rd. 3 fly ball outs for the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was one left aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the third, and Armstrong leading it 2-1.
For 90 years, Connection has been at the heart of everything they do at Topline Financial Credit Union. Their team is passionate about connecting with you to help you reach your financial dreams. For some, they're here for your first, like your first checking account, first car, or first home. For others, they're here for those next steps, whether it's remodeling your home, saving for retirement, or starting a small business. Become a Topline member and let them be a part of your big moments. Visit toplinecu.com, because connected, we all do better. Federally insured with the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Nice crowd on hand here and a perfect day for it at Armstrong High School. I'm Jay Wilcox. Thanks for being with us here on CCX Sports. Armstrong leading Totino-Grace 2-1 as the Falcons come up in the bottom of the third, the top of the order. Schultz, Welters, and Butcher, the scheduled hitters for Armstrong, as Joe McGarry had a good first inning and did give up that 2-run homer to Hawkert in the second. But he is back out there for inning number 3. I was asking Mike Smith, and he said, well, kind of a busy time. I mean, if things go well, we might look to get maybe about 5 out of McGarry, but see how that goes, obviously. Schultz has been swinging a hot bat to start the year. He flied to center field his first time up. And drives this one a long way out to right field. And that one is out as well. Second homer of the ball game for the Falcons is Schultz hitting his third home run of the season already. And Armstrong's lead will grow to 3-1. Falcons, I love that one as they come with the greeting for Schultz as he turns on this one. Really rotated well on the ball. Again, knew it was well hit. Was it going to be enough to get out? And the answer turns into yes to right center. So 3-1 Falcons. Jack Welters will bat. Takes a strike. And you see they waited for him, had that one choreographed a little bit, and they've gotten good practice with it with Jack Schultz already this year. Boy, 3 home runs even in an entire high school season is pretty good. And he's got a lot of time yet to go. Welters reached on an error his first time up. Hits this one hard. Nice backhand stab. The throw to first. It's going to get away. And Welters will be aboard. I think I'm going to call that an infield hit. It was a pretty difficult backhand play on that one. And he's got a long throw to make there. Throw low. I mean, I could see it being called the other way, but I feel like that one is, they have put an error on the board here, but I'm sticking with hit. So Butcher will be the batter. He hit it into a fielder's choice his first time up, so 0 for 1. That one is over for a strike. So Armstrong hoping to not be satisfied with that leadoff homer, trying to add to their lead. Fastball over. And this one driven to right field, a sinking liner, it's caught. That's a nice play by Cognetta, and actually pretty alert base running too, to not be, feeling like it's a sure thing that one's going to fall in. I thought it probably was going to drop in front of Cognetta, Those are tough ones. Sinking liner like that, and if it gets by you, there's a long way to run. That's probably going to be a triple. But did a nice job making the play and really helping his pitcher out. So Everett Daly will be the batter now with 1 out and a runner at first. Strike one. Daly bounced to third in his opening at bat. He's 0 for 1. Daly calling time here. Taken for a ball. Tyson Tate running over there at first base. Pitch low and away. Nice job behind the plate by Keene to come up with that one. Rip and a miss, throw down to first. A little bit offline, but handled there without a problem by McMonagle. See if they start the runner with this 2-2 pitch. Do not. Cut and a miss, and Daly goes down on strikes for the second out here of the third inning. Marty Schauer will be the batter for Armstrong. So a nice job by McGarry coming back to win that battle. His second strikeout of the game. Schauer walked his first time up and scored ahead of the Hockert home run. Runner is going. It's bunted out of play. Obviously, with 2 outs, you're not looking to sacrifice there. You're looking to get yourself on base. And he's going to bunt again, surprisingly. Oh, and the throw to first sails high. And Tate around at third, so that will be an E1. Wow. Should have been third out of the inning. Instead, turns into a throwing error as it's airmailed by McGarry. Sometimes it's hard to convince yourself to just throw the ball like normal, and it was pretty much bunted right back to him. But not even close. And then Armstrong asking, could that have been interference? But I think correctly said no. He was, getting to the position of trying to field that throw. Aiden Reinke hitting now with runners at the corners for Armstrong as their lead is 3-1, but they would like to tack on another, at least one if they could. Reinke struck out in the second inning. Takes that one for a strike. Gonna put a new baseball in, it looks like here. Kind of interesting for a lot of teams of first and third situations like this as an almost automatic that the trail runner will take off and try and draw a throw. Armstrong not looking that way so far. That one over for a strike. It's 2-2 now to Reinke. And a called third strike, and Reinke caught looking as the inning comes to an end. But Armstrong scores again on the leadoff homer by Schultz. After 3 innings complete, it is 3-1 Falcons.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And we go to inning number 4 here at Armstrong High School. Matthew Quinn will lead it off for Totino-Grace against the second pitcher of the game for Armstrong, Alex Riddle. He came on to begin the 3rd inning, and through a scoreless inning, he did hit a batter, but worked around that. Quinn grounded to 3rd his first time up. That was against the starter, Pilon. Takes that one inside for a ball. Back up the middle. And let's see, did he hang onto the bag? It looks like the answer is no. So leadoff man Quinn will be aboard on the throwing error there. Again, nicely done picking the ball up by Schultz, but then his throw just offline, and I think it's correct that he was off. And a good job by the umpire. He's checking with the home plate umpire, who at that point can see better whether the foot stayed on or not. So an error on the shortstop. Pierscala swing and a miss, but the ball will get away, and Quinn trots down to second. Pierscala struck out his first time up. Eagles get a runner to start the inning and then move up on that pitch. Gets away, so good chance for them to try and battle back into this one here, down 3-1. Squared as if to bunt. It is taken for a ball. And that one is down low and away, so they may not need to give up an out here by trying to bunt him over. And 3-1 count. They are down by 2 runs too, so it's by no means an automatic bunt kind of situation. Not that there ever is really such a thing, but it might have been just for show that he squared. That's a strike. They're going to throw behind the runner. Uh-oh, it gets into center field. And easily advancing to third is Quinn on the throwing error. And I guess in hindsight, it looks like maybe not the best plan to try and throw behind him there as a throw offline. Throwing error of the second throwing error of the inning on Armstrong. Another look. Ball kind of back into the runner a little bit. It wasn't great throw, but also just the runner being there kind of kept it from being a playable ball there for the shortstop. Foul down the third base line. Armstrong keeping the infield, I was going to say back, but actually the corners now creeping in. Middle infielder staying back. Oof, that one nearly hit him. But it's ball 4. Pierscala is aboard here. So nobody out. Runners at the corners for Totino-Grace and Brian Sobiak coming out of the Armstrong dugout. My gut would say he's not coming to lift Riddle, more of a defensive conference and to settle things down a little bit here. Nobody out in the inning either, so Grace down by 2 runs, but obviously in a good spot to try and get at least one of those back and maybe more. Yeah, he is sticking with Riddle. Coach Sobiak did say they've had a lead in a couple or a few of these games early on, but unable to hold them. So they're hoping that's not going to turn into the same situation today. McMonagle had a single his first time up, so he is 1 for 1. Actually, both the 8 and 9 hitters did for Grace. That one is over for a strike. Pierscala did not take off on that one. Chopper to the left side, and they're not going to have a play. Throw to first base, not in time. Run scores. Everybody safe for the Eagles. Infield hit for McMonagle as he will be 2 for 2 today, and he gets an RBI this time. 3-2 ball game. Just put it in a good spot. Once it gets past the third baseman, there's not much chance they're going to get it out there. And good job to just make sure you field the ball at that point for Daly, the first baseman. He could see they weren't going to have time to get him, and the throw was a little bit off target. You know, good effort over there by Johnson, but couldn't get it. And then Schultz, trying to do what he could, but just hit in a good spot. So 3-2, first and second. Nobody out for the Eagles. Theo Jacob is the batter. He had a single, as I said, his first time through. Going to throw to second. Oh, boy, this one is close, but it gets away. Welter's coming up throwing as I think the bunt was on there, and the lead runner, Pierscala, getting pretty far off second. I think if everything's executed there for Armstrong, they would have had him, or at least been a possibility of getting him, but the throw did get away. That one is over for a strike. Top of the order coming up for Grace, but electing, it looks like, to give Jacob a chance to swing that bat. No, maybe he is going to bunt now and didn't get it down. So a ball and 2 strikes. That one missing up high, and 2-2. Ooh, that one's low, and Welter's a nice job again of smothering that one, so the count will run full here. Grace trying to put a big inning together here. They got 1 run so far, first and second, nobody out, and a 3-2 count on their number 9 hitter, Theo Jacob. And there's ball 4 inside. So Riddle running into some difficulty here in the 4th, and again, defensively they didn't help much either. So, Grace, after trailing 3-1, cut the lead 3-2, and they've got a great chance to keep on scoring here. Bases full, nobody out, top of the order now. Terhar stepping in. Terhar had a walk his first time and then fly to left. Driving this one to left field, should be deep enough to score the lead runner. They're going to throw to third, and we'll be tied up at 3-3. A sacrifice fly for Terhar, as Pierscala tagging to score. Armstrong doing the right thing there, though, by throwing to third to keep the trail two runners where they're at. So first out of the inning, we're tied 3-3, and Drew Zaire will be the batter. Pops this one up and out of play. Good job by Terhar. I mean, sure, you'd love to get a base hit and knock in a run or two, but getting that run home on that sac fly is still a good at bat. Outside with that one. They're 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Oh, that one gets away, and the runners are going to move up. Not any chance for Welter to get it to that one. And so now, of course, you take away really the double play and move those runners closer to scoring as well as the Eagles try and take the lead. Pops this one down the first base line and just drifting back away and unable to make the catch there is Daly. I guess in some ways that's, I mean, yeah, you'd rather get the out, but I think the run would almost certainly score there if he did catch that ball. So on one hand, it's not the worst thing for the Falcons. 2-2. In on the hands, and he pops it up. Schultz will make the catch here for Armstrong. Big out to get there as they get there on the pop out. So 2 gone now, second and third for Keene. Well, Armstrong, not going to be happy that to give up the lead, but if they could keep it at 3-3 rather than allowing Grace to surge ahead right now, would feel like a little bit of a mini win if they're able to get 3 straight outs and get out of the inning. However, they're going to get through Keene to do that. High fly out down the left field line. Might be room to get to it. No, not quite. It was stayed in play, but just too long of a run for either third baseman or left fielder. Fair amount of room and foul ground here at Armstrong, so some of those do turn into outs, but that one was just too far to go. Keene a pop to the catcher, and last time was hit by a pitch. Trying to drive in the go-ahead run or runs here. One-two pitch from Riddle, and it is fouled back out of play. Pitch is inside there. 2-2 now to Keene. Chopper to third. Johnson will throw across to first, and they will get the out. But Totino-Grace does tie the game up with 2 runs, 1 base hit. There were a couple of costly errors, and they'll leave a couple as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning now, tied up at 3.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Good ball game so far here as we are even up at 3 runs apiece. Heading to the bottom half of the 4th in this Northwest Suburban Conference game between Totino-Grace and Armstrong. Bottom third of the order coming up in the 4th for Armstrong, Hockert, Johnson, and Simpson. And Hockert, who will lead it off, did this when he came to the plate in inning number 2. Connecting and driving this one just over the left field fence for a 2-run shot. He will be facing the same pitcher too, as McGarry still out there for Grace heading into the 4th. Numbers on the board look pretty similar. The difference is all of Armstrong's runs have come on home runs. The Hockert's 2-run shot and Schultz with a solo. Grace has had to piece things together a little bit more, but I mean, there are 5 errors in the game, but I don't feel like it's been, well, errors are errors, I guess, but I don't feel like it's been a super sloppy game. At least a couple of those were not, necessarily real routine plays. So Hockert would love to do it again, but be satisfied with getting on base here, I think, or he should be anyway. Takes a strike. Laid off that one, 1-1. And down the left field line, but foul. Got that one in on his hands a little bit, and did a good job getting the bat head around, but you could tell he wasn't going to be able to keep that one fair, and didn't hit it real hard either. Way outside with that one, 2-2. And that'll be a called 3rd strike. Hockert caught looking to begin the 4th. 4th strikeout for McGarry. Just catching the outside corner apparently there. Donnie Johnson will be the hitter now for Armstrong. He had a fly ball, or a short right field that the second baseman caught in the 2nd inning, so 0 for 1. Up and in with that one, 2-0. Umpire giving McGarry a warning that you can't go to your mouth with your hand and then right to the ball. Driven foul down the right field side. Two and one, just foul past third. Johnson turned on that ball nicely. Lifting this one out to right field. And a rather routine opportunity out there. Cognetta, so two gone here in the fourth, and Will Simpson will be the batter for Armstrong. Simpson hit a little soft liner that the Grace second baseman Zare ran down to end the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. High and tight. That one nicked his hand. Yep, it's a hit by pitch. So Simpson aboard, and it looks like he's all right. Those are the kind that you don't love that, getting hit in the hand or wrist, though. Yeah. Mike Smith coming to check. I wouldn't say arguing, but asking the umpire to make sure that, are you sure that didn't hit the bat rather than the hand, but. So Jack Schultz will step up here for Armstrong. We're in our first 2 outs, and last time up, he hit a solo home run, the third. It's that home run that Schultz stroked last time around. Takes the first pitch over for a strike. Runner is going. The pitch gets away. Simpson going to hang on at second as he slid in. He did not see that the pitch had gone by. Not too likely he was going to be able to get third anyway, though. It's not a lot of, I said a lot of room in foul ground. Not a ton of room behind home plate. I mean, a decent amount, but was retrieved pretty quickly by Keene. I don't think realistically Simpson, even if he had seen it in the dirt, was probably going to be able to take third, but kind of a lesson to him, though. You got to be looking. Schultz with a 1-1 count. Tapper to first, and they'll make the play and get the out there, as nicely done by the Eagles. So they get out of trouble here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We've completed 4 full innings here at Armstrong. It's 3-3 between the Eagles and Falcons.
For 90 years, Connection has been at the heart of everything they do at Topline Financial Credit Union. Their team is passionate about connecting with you to help you reach your financial dreams. For some, they're here for your first, like your first checking account, first car, or first home. For others, they're here for those next steps, whether it's remodeling your home, saving for retirement, or starting a small business. Become a Topline member and let them be a part of your big moments. Visit toplinecu.com, because connected, we all do better. Federally insured with the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
We had the inning number 5 here. Will Franzak stepping in to lead it off for Grace. The 4, 5, and 6 spots as they face Alex Riddle, the second pitcher of the game for Armstrong. He's pitched the 3rd and 4th innings so far. Gave up a couple of runs, but unearned that last inning. There's a strike. Franzak 0 for 2, a fly to right, fly to left. That one is low, 3-1. Grace has had the leadoff man on in 3 of the 4 innings so far, so they would like to continue that here and see if they can grab the lead back. Fouled away at the plate. Chopper up the middle, nice high hop there, and play made. So Franzak out 6-3 on the putout. Those are the kind of hops you love if you're playing short, and Schultz charging that ball nicely too to make it a much shorter throw. And so Cognetta will bat for the Eagles here in the 5th with 1 out. Squares the bunt, but fouls it away. Cognetta walked and scored in the 2nd and then fly to right in the 3rd. So he is 0 for 1 officially. But a good first plate appearance anyway. Misses up and away. 2-1 count now to Cognetta. And drives this one to right. He will have a single with 1 out. Fourth hit of the game for Grace, and Matthew Quinn will be the hitter. Tapper foul. Eagles did steal a couple of bases earlier, but not really. Now the runner is going. It's popped up. Let's see. Going to be playable. Yes. And they won't have a chance to double the runner off, but good break on that one for Daly. The only question there, too, though, is you're hoping the guys don't run into each other because they're it wasn't high enough that they really had a lot of time to sort out who was going to take it. That's where you got to be loud. And good job by Daly to get to it. That's a big out to get. So Pierscala will hit now for the Eagles. Runner at first and now 2 out. Takes a strike. Pierscala, strikeout victim the first time up, and then walked and scored in the 4th. He scored the tying run in this game, but then the Eagles left a couple aboard as they tried to take the lead and didn't quite do it. They did tie it. Chopper to the left side. Going to be a long throw for Schultz, and he gets it done. Nice work there. Pierscala thrown out 6-3. Eagles are done in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left aboard as we head to the bottom of 5. Still tied up at 3.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Tie ball game as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning between Totino-Grace and Armstrong. Jack Welters will lead it off here for the Falcons as they have the 2-3-4 hitters coming up, and they are still facing Joe McGarry, who has gone the distance to this point for Grace, worked in the first 4 innings. He's pitched reasonably well, but allowing a couple of home runs, which have accounted for all the runs. Tapper, that's going to be fouled on the third base line. Welters has reached on errors both times. I went along with what the scoreboard showed and changed that bat in the third from infield hit to error. It was a ball that was fielded nicely, but then thrown away by the shortstop. So, that one hit him. So Welters will take one to get aboard there as he's hit by the pitch. I think they'll probably run for him here. I confess to not being sure what this discussion is about. Okay.
Courtesy.
Got a courtesy runner coming in for Armstrong. Drew Goddard. Caden Butcher will be the hitter. Reached on the fielder's choice and fly to right. He is 0 for 2, and he drops down a pretty good bunt here. They're going to have to go to first with it. This time much stronger throw from McGarry. He will get the out, but the sacrifice is successful. I like that too, when no fooling around. Get up there and get the job done and put down a good bunt on your first try there. And so now runner at second for Everett Daly. Daly a grounder to third and a strikeout. He is 0 for 2. Potential go-ahead run at second base with 1 out here for Armstrong in the 5th. Outside with that one. Fouling that one straight back. That one missing in. 2 balls and a strike here to Daly. Pitch is low. Activity in the Grace bullpen could be getting to the point where McGarry might be lifted soon here, depending on the outcome of this at bat. There is, I believe it's Braden McGowan, the lefty, loosening up. Pickoff play is on, and the throw will get away. But Goddard staying in there at second. That ball might have hit him, and something hit him in the face there. He's not feeling 100% there. I'm not sure if it was the tag or the ball. Yeah, it might have been the baseball, I think. Yeah, he's... I think he's asking the umpire, am I bleeding? Or maybe indicating to him that he is. The good news is he was safe. The bad news is the baseball hit him in the mug there. I'm not sure if they're going to run for him or just clean him off here, but... And Coach Sobiak talking to the umpire, the situation is a little different because it's a courtesy runner here, but obviously if he's injured, he's going to be allowed to go out. But a little bit of a bloody nose there. You're usually kind of, taught to, if possible, sort of turn your head to avoid that happening, but he doesn't always work that way as he was diving back in. Eagles had that time pretty well, but the throw wasn't very good, obviously, and I think that ball, I'm sure, stunned him and didn't feel the greatest, so really no chance for Goddard to get up and run to third as he was trying to figure out if his nose was still all in the right place there. Umpire's getting his lineup card out, which would lead me to believe that maybe they are going to take him out. Goddard took his jersey off, which I guess there's a possibility of, if he had blood on the jersey, that perhaps he's going to have to put on a different jersey but stay in the game. Surprised they're letting this go on this long, though. You either think you sub or you don't.
Replacement 10 for 7.
So that is indeed the case, it sounds like, from the umpire. It's going to be the same runner, but he's going to have a different number on. Trainer trying to make sure that the bleeding is stopped, I think, too, before. Again, I'm surprised that they haven't just said, you need to substitute for him if he's not able to go at some point here. I guess the question, too, kind of becomes, does this hurt the offense more or the defense in this spot? Not ideal for a pitcher to just be lingering out there for this long either. Grace outfielders taking a little rest out there. All right, so Goddard will come back out, now wearing number 10 rather than 7 since there was blood on the previous jersey. You're not going to convince me that they shouldn't have just replaced this runner immediately. Sorry, don't mean to make light of his injury or anything, but a 10-minute delay for a bloody nose is probably not really what you wanted in the middle of this game. It kind of interrupts the flow, that's for sure. 3-1 count here to Daly. Potential go-ahead run at second. Popping this one up, it will get out of play. Three-two pitch here to Daly. Again, popping it up. And Franzek gets over to make the catch on the edge of the grass. So 2 outs. Big out recorded there for McGarry. And Shower will be the hitter now for Armstrong. Yeah, first pitch over for a strike. Shower reached on a walk and scored in the second, and then reached on an error by the pitcher in the third when he bunted the ball, and what seemed to be a routine play was thrown away by McGarry. Bluff back as Goddard doesn't want to get hit again by the ball. Outside, 1-1. Excuse me, 2 balls and a strike. Smacked on the ground. That'll be through for a hit. They're going to send the runner around the plate. Throw is cut off. Run scores. Goddard, after getting hit in the nose, ends up scoring the go-ahead run as Shower comes through with a ground single to left.
5 for 13. Hey, pick him up. Pick him up. Atta boy, Marty. Atta boy.
So Shower, a big run batted in there. Thought there was maybe a possibility that they're going to have a chance at least at cutting that run down, but didn't work out that way. Tate running at first base now for Shower as Aiden Reinke steps in for Armstrong. Falcons regain the lead now at 4-3. Pulled foul down the third base side. Tapper up the middle. Franzak will throw him out, but Armstrong does take the lead back as they get one run, one base hit. No errors and one left on after 5 innings full. It's 4-3 Armstrong.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back. A new pitcher for Armstrong here as Ben Barich will come in, the third pitcher of the game for the Falcons. Got a 0-0 record, 3.94 ERA in 5 1/3 innings. He has allowed a high number of hits, 13, and 12 runs allowed, but only 3 of those earned. So haven't played defense especially well behind him. He's also had 5 walks and 7 strikeouts. 8, 9, and 1 spots coming up for Totino-Grace. Barich, they'd love to get 2 solid innings out of him and see if they can't nail down their first win of the year, but the Eagles have other ideas. So Riddle ends up working 3 innings. He did give up the lead, let them tie it, but overall pretty effective outing. McMonagle stepping in to lead it off for the Eagles, takes a first pitch strike. He has had a good bat so far, 2 for 2, a couple of singles. Chase that one, and it's 0-2. The Eagles' bottom part of the order has been good. 4 times to the plate, 4 times reaching base for the 8 and 9 hitters. But Barich trying to change that here. Just outside with that one as he tried to paint the corner and get him to go after another one there. Breaking ball and a called third strike. McMonagle, I don't think agreed, but he does not have the deciding vote there as he is called out to begin inning number 6. Definitely was fooled by it now. Whether it was over the plate or not, as umpire says yes. So Theo Jacob will be the hitter. He's at a single and a walk. Barich missing high with that one. Terhar waiting on deck. Eagles trying to come back, and after falling behind earlier, they tied it up with couple of runs in the fourth, but now Armstrong retaking the lead in the bottom of the fifth. Pops this one up. Johnson chasing after it and not going to be able to get there. They got turned around a little bit. Another one that was kind of just in between everybody. Boy, those are hard ones for a third baseman, too. When it's kind of over your head, you just have to turn and run. And he maybe kind of slightly overran that, but I don't know that he would have been able to get there. And regardless, it's a hard play. Two pitch from Barich. And that is a called third strike as well, as Jacob caught looking back-to-back strikeouts, back-to-back called third strikeouts, strikes in the Eagles, and now Terhar will bat. Inner part of the plate there to the left-hand hitter. Pop back foul and out of play here. Terhar a walk, a fly to left, and then another fly to left. The third time up, though, was a sacrifice fly as he drove in the tying run in the fourth. So 0 for 1 officially. Outside with that one. 2 balls and a strike now to Terhar. Missed with that one, 3-1. Fouling it straight back, so 3-2. Not a real high-scoring game, but we haven't had 1, 2, 3 innings in this game to speak of. In fact, we have not yet had one. Barich trying to change that here, just missed. And that'll be ball 4 as Terhar is aboard, and we again avoid a 1, 2, 3 inning. Terhar walking for the second time today, and Drew Zera will be the batter. They didn't hesitate to run Terhar immediately when he got on in the first, so definitely something to think about if you're Armstrong here. I mean, yeah, you want to concentrate on getting this hitter and get out of the inning, but you also don't want to give them a easy opportunity to just steal their way into a scoring position here. And that's what Barich is thinking. Low and away with that one, good stop. I noticed that earlier, Terhar does get good leads. Ooh, he started to go early there, a swing and a miss. Thought he was taking off while Barich still had the ball there. Gonna throw to first again. Is going. Pitch taken, throw down. Not quite in time, and Terhar able to swipe second again. So, big play for the Eagles as they steal their way into scoring position. Potential tying run. One hop throw fielded. Boy, the ball got there in time, but they just didn't quite get the tag down. Low and away with that one, and you always kind of have to wonder a little bit if that runner doesn't take the pitcher's focus away just a little bit. They're asking for time as Barch is taking a long look in there at the runner. And that is ball 4, and Zare will draw a walk. Back-to-back free passes. And Brian Sobiak out to have a word here. Well, given the numbers that Barrage had put up coming in, he had a lot of walks and a lot of strikeouts, and that's proving to be the case here in this one, too. He started the inning with back-to-back strikeouts and followed by back-to-back walks. And Keene will be the hitter for the Eagles. Potential tying run at second, potential go-ahead run at first. However, there are 2 outs. Keene, a pop out to the catcher. He was hit by a pitch, and then a bouncer to third. And ball 1 as Barrett struggling to find it right now. Pops this one up. It might be playable. Looks like it will be. Daly struggling a bit, but he will make the catch in foul territory as the Falcons get out of a jam in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on for Grace. We head to the bottom of 6. It is still 4-3 Armstrong.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Braden McGowan, the left-hander, coming in here for Totino-Grace as Armstrong gets set to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Falcons leading at 4-3, so McGarry works the first 5. Of course, he would stand to be the losing pitcher if the Eagles are unable to rally, but we'll see how that shakes out. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for Armstrong. Hockert, Johnson, and Simpson, the scheduled batters. McGowan, 0-0 record so far. ERA of 7. Just has allowed 1 run in 1 inning, it looks like. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So Hockert, who had a 2-run homer in the 2nd and then struck out in the 4th. First pitch way up and out of the zone there from McGowan. Breaking ball over for a strike. 1-1 now to Hockert. Skying this one out to center field. And one gone as Terhar gets underneath that one. Haven't really had any adventures in the outfield. The guys have been able to track the ball pretty well today. Mostly blue sky, a little hazy look to it though, a little bit of cloud. But I haven't really seen anybody seem to have trouble finding it. Donnie Johnson, the hitter, he is 0 for 2. Another breaking ball over for a strike as McGowan dropping that one in. McGowan's job, I guess, here, trying to have a quick and painless one and give his team another opportunity to come up. See if they can't tie this one up or take the lead back. 1-2 to the Falcons' third baseman, Johnson. Way outside there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Ball is in the dirt, so they'll have to throw down and get the out. Pinch hitter in the 9 spot here is Nathan Weiser will bat. Takes a strike. Just 3 at bats for Nathan so far this year, 1 for 3. So trying to extend the inning here. Fouls this one away. He bounced that one off the top of the CCX truck there. Thanks for avoiding the windshield, though. That part's good. High and away, 1-2 now to Weiser. Rip and a miss, and a nice quick inning for McGowan as he strikes out 2 of the last 3 hitters. No runs, no hits, no one left for Armstrong. We go to the 7th inning. Armstrong leading at 4-3 here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
We go to the 7th here with Totino-Grace trying to rally here, trailing at 4-3. Will Franzak will be the leadoff guy here in the 7th as Ben Barich loosening up. He pitched last inning. He's the 3rd Armstrong pitcher of the day. Franzak 0 for 3. Ball 1. Franzak Barich started the 6th inning with back-to-back strikeouts, then walked 2 in a row before getting a foul out to get out of trouble. And 2-0. Certainly, if you're the Eagles, love to get this leadoff guy on no matter how it happens. So that one is a strike. So 2-1. And strike 2. Pounded down to short. Schultz throwing across, and we'll get the out to begin the 7th. And Cognetta will be the batter for the Eagles. Squared around, and it's a strike. Cognetta had a walk and scored in the 2nd. He flied to right in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. Trying to see if he can bunt his way on there to begin this at bat, but laid off that one. It's 1-1. That one is a strike. 1-2. That one missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with Quinn waiting on deck for Totino-Grace. Lifting that one out to short center field. And 2 outs. Good job communicating out there for the Falcons. And, you know, that was in a spot where probably the shortstop and or second baseman could have gotten there too, but no. It's obviously an easier play for the center fielder if he's able to get there, and he did so, no problem. So Quinn will hit. Foul tip for strike 1. And offered at that one, it's 0-2. Swing and a miss. The tag is applied, and that will end the game as Armstrong gets its first win of the season. Barich working a sharp 1-2-3 7th as the Falcons will win it 4-3. A couple of home runs. They didn't have a lot of hits, but they made them count as the 2-run homer by Hockert in the 2nd, and then a solo shot in the 3rd by Schultz, and then that a very important, obviously, RBI single by Schauer in the 5th, which provided the winning run. So Armstrong, they've had some close ones so far, but this one goes their way as they get the 4-3 win for their first W of the season. Got more games coming up as they're at Red Haddocks Field to take on Jefferson on Wednesday, and then at Centennial Thursday, and also playing multiple games on Saturday. And for Totino-Grace, they have got Champlain Park coming to Grace on Thursday. They'll also be playing on Saturday, so weather permitting, pretty busy weeks for both of these teams. Armstrong wins it 4-3. We hope you've enjoyed this one. Thanks to both coaches, 2 of the really great guys that I've had a chance to work with through the years, and Brian Sobiak and Mike Smith. Appreciate their help as always, and great to see them and their staffs. So the final is Armstrong 4 and Totino-Grace 3. Thanks so much for watching baseball on CCX Sports. I'm Jay Wilcox. For all of our crew, so long from Plymouth.